Hey there, everybody, it's Cuisine here. So I was asked to do a autobiography. Oof. I was asked to do an autobiography, and I'm more of a verbal person, if anything. So I decided to, explain how I've come to be, who I am today, the things I went through, and then relate it all to you guys and why I do this. Um, I grew up in the city, and the city was a very dangerous place. Dangerous if you called any sort of law enforcement. Per se, people were shooting your house up or trying to shoot you, right? Law enforcement didn't really help that much, right? So in the city, it was, and I'm not going to say what city, um, but trust me, I lived in the north part and it wasn't that bad, but it was still bad everywhere. And even in the west and the east parts of the city, it was bad. I grew up very sheltered. I grew up with basically creativity, my imagination, my brother, and my family and my childhood memories. Ever since I was a kid, I always recorded myself. I always was. Oh, I'm getting Facebook messages. Um, all right, back to it. I always was creative. I always, I didn't go outside much. I didn't get to go outside much because my neighborhood wasn't, the safest neighborhood. I'm white. Like there's a lot of prejudiced people out there, and um, I'm trying to get people to realize we're all the same. We're all brothers and sisters. Like maybe we're not kin, but we're all human. You know, we're all the same, and there isn't anybody else that should be held to a higher standard. We're all the same. And one of the things I often hear people ask me, well, how did you become a rapper, and how did you end up becoming a YouTuber and all of this? Well, like I said, in my childhood, I lived a very sheltered life, and I went to public schools, one public school, maybe two. I moved two, three times, and you know, my family wasn't very liked. Um, my mother has done very terrible things to me, and it's best off I don't talk to her. But I'm gonna be honest in saying, if I don't feel something or this or that, if I don't feel something or if I don't want to try to push a relationship, I'm not gonna be fake and then do it. Like, yeah, she was a mother up until the point she left. I'm 21 now. She left 3 years ago. I made a song 3 years ago, right? 3 years. I should name it 3 years ago, but same 3 years right now. And in that song, I described how it was when my family was going through a divorce event. And it was rough. But back to my childhood, the city was dangerous. Always lived a sheltered life, but I always was creative. And I always was that type. I was that type of kid who wanted to know how things worked, and I still am that type of person and all of that. I still am. I want to know how things work. I want to know how to build things. I want to understand things, and I that's how I conduct myself. I have a very open mind, and I'm willing to debate with people, not put them down over their opinions or what they're telling me what they believe in. I'm not here to put people down. I honestly, if someone's happy with their mindset or have what they believe in, but if it gets to a point where it's ill will on other people, there's something wrong there, and that's what I try to address. And it doesn't matter what affiliations we have or what color or where we're from. That's anybody is capable of doing that. So what I try to make a point in my music, because of my childhood being so rough, always getting bullied in class, even even the girls would bully me because I was different, because, I had a lot of energy, and, I took choir. Like, music was my life. When I was younger, I always used to sing, and I always used to, fall back on music and, video, and, just building with Legos, and, honestly just using my head and building amazing things. And, this YouTube channel might not, have a lot of content that people are going to take serious, or like, oh, look at that video you made. It's just like, that's part of my history. Like, this channel is like a time capsule, and it's nothing that anybody can take from me. This channel is something and nothing that people can take away from me, because I have fond memories of this channel. I have fond memories of the animations I made on this channel. And I'm going to put those videos out sometime. I'm going to make them public sometime. But I am proud of the person I've become throughout the years. And I am proud that I've maintained myself the same person. It's hard in this world. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of problems. And, things aren't always, ideal. And I try to put my message through my music and, streams shit, that things aren't easy in life. But we have to persist, be hopeful, and inspire others, and then we can make a difference. If you've helped one person, that other person is going to help other people. And you're maybe even one person. And that's how it starts. There's a lot of... I'm going to set the phone down somewhere else. So it's level. Hang on a second here. All right, here we go. Like I said, I came from a very sheltered environment up until the 5th grade. 6th grade, I moved out into the country, and there's peace in all the silence. There's peace. There's tranquility. But what I've learned is that people don't understand me, especially here, because I'm from the city. I'm used to things, nearby. I'm used to be able to, I'm used to being able to go here or do this or do that, right? I never really experienced that growing up because I've lived here for over 10 years. And there's, in small communities, small towns, there are nice people. You do see a slice of humanity. And living here has kind of got me feeling isolated. But through the internet and through this video of me telling my story and relating with people, I feel that I can reach people. And I feel that it's more than music. It's more than YouTube. It's more than any of that. It's bigger. I'm here to, show people and tell people that, we have a destiny. Like, in my songs, like, I made a Tupac Hail Mary remix, alright? Listen to it, alright? The message in that song is that we have a destiny. We're better than the violence, Another episode on TV, another pilot show, right? Like another pilot episode, another event, or that's another event. And through my music, I want to portray the problems in our society exist that are becoming part of the culture and acceptable. And what we need to do is, I call it the good fight. On my stream, there's someone I met, and he's a great man. His name is shit. All right, I haven't really slept that much, so you got to give me a second here. Okay. 1 second. Douglas Rennell Lewis. Now, he has a form of Down syndrome where his face is kind of deformed, right? But I've networked with him. I've never thought I was going to meet people like him. But because I used my heart for good, and I used my platforms for good to help other people, I was able to reach people for him. I was able to help him in his cause. I'm here to network with people. I'm here to relate with people. I'm here to show people that we can get along. We just have to want to get along. We can put our differences aside. We don't have to be so petty. And back to my life, what I went through. I was bullied when I was in high school. I was bullied in elementary. I was bullied. I was made to feel that I was useless or I wasn't worth someone's time or this or that. Like I've been through, so much. And, a lot of the people here where I live have told me, some of them have told me that they were only my friend because they thought I was going to shoot up a school. I was misunderstood, right? I didn't have a lot of friends. And if you treat someone with cruelty, you're going to get a cruel person as a product. And you're going to get these people who are going to do these shootings. And they're going to either do illegal weapons or they're going to, find a weapon or steal a weapon. So it's not legal gun owners at this point. It's about how we treat other people. Just because someone looks different or just because someone talks different, that doesn't make them a bad person. That doesn't change, the person they are inside. That doesn't reflect for the whole person. Because, I met Douglas. Check on my live stream. The live stream might still be up. I think the live stream still is up. I have it on a video. I actually downloaded the whole stream. But, there's so much that we can learn from each other if we just understood each other. And the problems we face in this generation here is all the millennials have this terrible label over their heads. And don't get me wrong, I work as hard as much as anybody else, okay? But when millennials aren't getting paid as much as they should, and money meant more years ago, the 40s, 60s, money had more value. Money had more value. The money you worked, counted more. Nowadays, it's not the same. So it's not that the millennials are lazy, all right? People are depressed. People are depressed in this world. And it's getting more and more restricting, with more and more, government control everywhere. And honestly, it's not right. And people need to see this, that we should run our lives, okay? Like, we should run our lives. We should decide what's good for us. And we should come to a consensus and not let, 1%, vouch for all of us. And we go through so much pain. We go through so much suffering. And it bothers me as a person because I was bullied. I was put down. I was made to feel like I didn't exist. I was used as a fucking entertainment piece at parties, fighting walls. Like, I've been through a lot of shit. I've been through so much shit. And, so that one person's going to make fun of me because I stuttered a bit. But you know what? This is stuff that's personal to me. And like I said, I've been through a lot of shit. I've been through a lot of pain. I've seen a lot of people mistreated. I've lost a lot of friends because of the way the world twisted them. The way the world twisted them because they were in pain and they wanted to find some sort of comfort or release or answers in something. And maybe it wasn't the right answers, but I've lost a lot of people, all right? And I don't like losing people. No one likes losing a friend, all right? And the way I like to put it, no one is too lost to have the ability to change. We have the ability to change. We got to think for ourselves. And I'm doing this music shit. I'm doing YouTube. I'm doing streams to provide a chill environment and have a place for people to go where people can see that we can get along, that humans aren't so bad, and it doesn't matter what color we are or what race we are, that we can get along. Yeah, you get haters on a stream, but treat them with kindness. If you treat them with kindness, they'll understand you. That they can't hate on you if you keep treating them with kindness. Kill the haters with kindness. Treat them like they don't want to be treated. And believe me, it's going to get to them. They're not going to like it. But this is how things this is how things go when they change. Like, you got to support other people. You got to get to the root of their problems and talk to them about it. So you got a toxic friend in your life. Find out what's wrong with him. Sit him down or sit her down and find out what's wrong. Be like, I'm really concerned about you. What's wrong with you? And you tell them, I'm afraid you might lose friends if you keep doing this, right? I've I've come from a past of self-destruction, self-destructive habits that destroyed me. But you know what? I am the person I am today because of the actions I did in the past, because of the improvements and working on myself, like, we're all supposed to. We work on ourselves. Because of all the time I've worked on myself and all the things I've taught myself, all the lessons I've learned, I become the person I wanted to be. I become that child that never really died. The system likes to break us down. The system likes to tell us this is the standard, this is the normal, and anything that strays from the normal is wrong. That's wrong. People learn differently. People feel differently. People react to things differently. We're human. And I'm making music and I pour my soul heart out to show people that we should express ourselves. Not in violent ways, not in vile ways, but we should express ourselves. And honestly, we're more important than the money. All right? Sure, we work for money, but there's a lot of people out there who have all of this technology that they're developing that could make our lives better. But because of money, it costs way too much for us to utilize it. This needs to stop. We need to stop limiting ourselves as a species for the sake of profit. Because if we could just live comfortably because someone developed an energy system where we didn't need to have factories and plants and shit, we could live comfortably, we could do what we love, we could be happy, and money would still be a factor. Unfortunately, it can't go. But money would still be a factor in buying high luxury stuff. But luxury stuff that should be out in the public to make our lives better should already be there. It's not that, I'm a socialist, I want everything given to me. It's that people developed this shit so we could live easier. Edison took all the fame. Edison took all the credit. Tesla didn't get any credit for what he did. He went beyond the light bulb. He went beyond that. It was advanced. They didn't want that. It would have stopped it. But that's besides the point, right? Maybe this is getting off topic, but it all relates, all right? The ideas we have, helping other people, you do not know what someone is capable of when they think, and given the right environment. You don't know. That person on the street that's homeless, that went through a lot of shit in his life, and he doesn't even want to try to beg you for money because he's just so depressed because he's seen the world. He's seen the world ignore him because of a dollar sign. There's no one willing to help him, look a little better, look a little bit better to dress, give him a suit so he can go to an interview. There's people that do that, and I praise the people who do it. And more people are doing it, but more and more people are doing it just to look good. And that is not what that's meant for. We should do it in the kindness of our hearts. The money we make, we can all be rich. The money we make could be used to help other people, help them get on their feet. And no, we're not going to support them their whole lives, but we can get them on their feet. We can have productive people. And it should be more about human health, mental health, our health over big business. Like, sure, business is needed to sell your idea, but there's so much stuff we don't get a say in. And my family was never the wealthiest family. My family, yeah, this room might look nice, all right, my house might look nice, all right, I still live at home, and I'm gonna say it because there's not a lot of jobs in small towns, and anybody like me will understand. The people who don't understand will understand in time. I'm not expecting them to understand right away. I mean, I'm never going to expect them to understand it, but I hope that they can get a positive message from this video nevertheless. But I never was, I never was rich. My family never was rich. My dad worked his ass off and paid the bills and made me and my brother's sister's Christmases the best Christmases you could ever give a kid. And, you know, I appreciate so much what he's done for me. And there's more people like that in this world, There's more people like that in this world that aren't just going to be your parents. There's people out in the real world that care more about you than money. They have a lot of money and they don't mind spending it. Spending it on others that they care about. Others that, have really shown to them that their intentions wasn't about money. All my friends, all my close friends, I have solid friendships with. Why? Because it was never about, we're not going to hang out if we don't have any bud to smoke or alcohol to drink. It was about hanging out because two people could find time, could find time and waste that time or, shave some time off the day by hanging out and building a friendship and actually having someone in your life you can talk to, that will be there for you. It's not all about the money. It shouldn't be all about the money. It should be about finding meaningful people in our lives. That should be above the money. And it really upsets me when you have all of these good people just diving into the people with the money and changing because of the money. That's sad. Like I said, my family was never, by any means, rich or wealthy. But we survived. I mean, I can't say we survived well, but we did survive. We had a decent house. We appreciate the things we have. We should appreciate the things we have in our lives. When I lived in the city, we got shot at 3 times, 3 holidays. And the man that called the shooting on us because my mother wouldn't stop calling the cops, he only got locked up for a month every single time, and then he got out, right? And eventually, my family found a way to get at him because he was on government assistance. People don't realize government assistance is making people independent and making them think that, the government will just take care of me, so let's just support the government. No. I'm going to make my own. I'm going to earn my own keep, just like everybody else. I'm here making music for the people. And, if people like it, it gets attention. That's money. That's when money comes in. Money's a plus. Money should not be the necessity, like the main thing you're looking for. It should be a plus. It really should. And obviously it's not the way this world works, but we can help change that. We can care about our species instead of money and dollars. We got people that are tired, exhausted, miserable, depressed. I've felt all of that. I felt anxiety. I felt stress. It's torn me apart, but it's made me a new person. It's made me stronger than ever. And so many people don't appreciate the friends they have in their lives. And they'd rather go off and spend their money and then forget about all the people who were there, all the people they built those friendships with. Why should the people in high school that you get to know, graduate, make money, and forget those people? Why should that be the main thing? Why not building friendships? Why not build healthy relationships with other people so we can better ourselves? Like, maybe those people weren't the best people, or maybe they've changed. But the thing is, though, I've come from a lot of pain. And I know a lot of other people can relate with anxiety, feeling isolated, feeling depressed, stressed, not knowing what to do next, not knowing where life is going to go, not understanding life, feeling feeling sad or depressed or something's wrong and they don't know what's wrong. I come from all of that. And the person you see now is because of all of that. And if it wasn't for that, I'm happy to be the person I am. Maybe I'm not the happiest person out there. Maybe I feel pain every day I wake up. But I'm here to help people. I'm here to make music, and I'm here to show people that they should be human. Politics, none of this stuff matters. It's about us. We can get along if we tried. And if we wanted to, we could get along. So, next time you see someone on the street, help them out. You know what I'm saying? You see an elder having some troubles, help them. We gotta help our fellow humans, our fellow people. We gotta help our fellow American, your fellow citizen. We're all the same. The borders and the nationalities don't matter. We all want good lives. We all want to be happy. And corporate greed and big business needs to be lowered some. It needs to be cut down. I could go on for hours about the problems I see that exist. You got society and the double standards, putting us against each other. And then we got groups like the feminists and the LGBT community, complaining about things that they don't need to complain about. Like, I get it, right? You go through pain and you go through rejection, you go through all of this. We all go through it. But if we all get together collectively, we can stop it on all grounds, not just for you, but for everybody. I'm straight. I get rejected. But an MTV show about trans boys that are dressed like girls because they want to express the feminine side, and they pair them up with straight males. Like, that's not okay to make that one straight male look like shit because he doesn't want to change for everybody else. We are who we are. And we cannot expose young children and just young audiences and just young minds to, oh yeah, this person's black and this person's white. In American schools, they actually teach that, right? It shouldn't be down to that. It should be, this is a person, this is a person. When you're a child, you're innocent. You're born innocent. You're born nice. But we go through these constructs, society, and then we got science that holds all the technology that can make our lives better at a high value. Money, we'll never be able to afford it, right? We'll never be able to afford it. Yeah, we can develop technology that does the same thing for a less amount of money, but still, it takes longer. All of these constructs are keeping us down. It's our physical existence shouldn't be pain, shouldn't be misery, shouldn't be stress. We can do more with our minds, more with our heads collectively than we can in this system right now if things were different. No one even knows about how these Egyptians found out how to make all the technology that still puzzles scientists. Scientists don't know how 60 Mayan buildings, all right, or 60,000 Mayan buildings, structures underground, an underground city with plumbing, high-rise bridges. We got to look back on our past. We got to look back on our history. If we look back on our history, we can solve the problems and we can find the problems and see them more clear if we look back in history so it doesn't repeat itself. History changes every year in the United States. They change the books every year. They don't, for their political agendas, all right? So politics ruin everything. Politics ruin everything. Politics make me sound offensive and then give me a bad look. Give me a bad name because, I fought this all my life. I've always been politically incorrect. I've always been the guy to speak his mind when he was upset or when he was wrong and he wanted to say, I've always spoke my mind. And I'm always honest. I wasn't always this person. I've been through a dark past, but I got through it. And I used everything I could, all the tools to help other people, and I'm still doing it. So, if you have stress, anxiety, whatever, depression, schizophrenia, you got an illness that, cost way too much to treat because of the current system, and that's sad. We can change this. And living out here for 10 years has given me another outlook on life. I might live in a small town. This is an analogy. I might live in a small town, but think about this. The good in this small town, it's noticeable. But we don't focus on the good. Too busy focusing on the bad. We're too busy focusing on the gossip. We're too busy focusing on the fame, the drama. We need to focus on what's good so we can see the problems that persist where we are, and then we can solve them as humans, as one. I don't think there's much to say. I mean, my life, I relate to you guys. There's really not much to say because my life relates a lot, I already explained that I grew up in the city, lived a sheltered life, moved, got bullied and all of that, felt isolated, felt like an alien, and people eventually treated me right once they saw through. People didn't know in high school that the divorce was going on, Like, my mother left for money and boyfriends and shit, and she went through foster homes, adoption. Her mother didn't want her. There's a cause and effect in this world. No, I'm not going to say what she did was exactly her fault, but I pity her. Maybe we're not in good terms, maybe we never will be, but she is who she is, alright? I don't hate her. But, been through a lot of shit. And when people don't understand you, and they don't understand that, there's a parent trying to get a divorce, trying to separate when someone's going through high school or college, right? People don't understand how it affects that person. They won't understand that person because they're going through all of that. Or maybe it's already happened and it's the aftermath. When I went to college, I did a lot of drugs and drinking. It was excessive. It was fucking madness in college because I didn't know how to handle it. But I found answers through looking into myself, looking at myself, and finding the peace I need to make with myself. Our lives aren't perfect. The world's not perfect. But we can change it for the better if we all put a bit of effort in. We all put our work in. We can survive if we all put work in. And it takes work for civilization to stay stable. But that doesn't mean we need dollars for every little bit of that definition. And that's what I try to tell people. We still need people to run restaurants and shit. Maybe in a system where our basic needs were covered, right? You got a person working at McDonald's, or you got a person working at Wendy's, or maybe a tech shop, a computer repair shop. You need people to do that. And if you love to do it, you're going to do it more, right? You're going to have people who love just doing those basic things because it satisfies them. You got people who love maybe doing rapping or singing or producing. Like, that's the beauty of the human race, that we all can be interested in different things or the same things and connect through music, connect through video, connect through live streams, connect through our social medias, connect with our fans. We can go on YouTube and we can amass a fan base and we can really relate. That's what humanity is about. It's not all about the dollar and the microchip. And, college was rough. college was rough. And the reason why I brought that little bit up a little bit ago and even continued into a little bit about money was I went to another campus, like the campus had two campuses, right? So I went to smaller campus with a welding program, and I absolutely love welding. So I went there, and they told me that the program was based off real life, and if you missed one class, you're literally gonna fail, and you can't make it up, even if there was no way for you to get there, or if you were sick or some shit like that. And I think that's unfair, because what if you really need that day off, and you go into work tired because you didn't get that day off, and you blow up the whole place? Think about that. That's not safe. That's not fucking safe. We should care about everybody around us, because one person can affect everyone. Right? I had morning courses. I had to do hands-on welding tired. I didn't last long. Especially with all the shit going on and how I dealt with it, I didn't last long. And I got all the math help. I got all the help I needed for the class, and they still failed me. They said I can't make it up. It didn't matter how much I was willing to dedicate myself to it. They said you're still going to fail. I owe 4K. My roommate didn't like me. He didn't understand me. He wrote down everything I did in my dorm room, and he got me removed off the campus because he didn't like me. Why is one person going to decide if I go into financial debt and I'm going to get off the campus? One person doesn't decide for everyone else. I'm sorry. And this is what I'm trying to get at. That kid didn't understand me. And now look, I'm fucked. That kid didn't understand me. If he took the time to understand me, none of this would have happened. We could have got along. We did get along. Me and him could have got along better. If anything, I hope people learn from me. Learn from my experiences. Learn. I'm never wealthy. But I got a lot of soul and I got a lot of heart. And I've been used. I've been manipulated. But I don't want that to happen anymore. I just treat people with kindness and I don't let them manipulate me. Hopefully I can change their out. Hopefully at least get through to them in some way or another. People are misguided. They're not bad, they're just misguided. We got people doing drugs, doing drugs because of stress and anxiety, and I don't judge anybody for what they do. I won't judge anybody for what they do. We go through things in life. Our lives are hard. If you're not a politician, you don't sit on your ass all day and get paid to make laws and decide for everybody else. Life is hard. And because life is hard, we have people who do violent things, crime, and all of this because of that. We can bypass that. We can get past that. If we all just help people out, get them on their feet, start them up, get them a nice attire, and then get them into a job, we can help people out. We can have more productive people, more productive citizens. Wouldn't you think the government would want all those people off the street so they can make more money for the government? Don't you think that they should do that instead of just making homeless shelters where people can't have pets? They cannot have their pets. So, yeah, people, I feel as though people care more about animals than they do about human beings, and it's kind of frustrating for me. I care about living creatures. All right, the Earth is a living organism itself. It's got different weather, different weather patterns. I don't believe in this global warming bullshit. I don't believe in it. $14 a light bulb. Colorado River brown because the EPA, the same people who created global warming, let the Colorado River get fucked up. I don't go with any of this. I go off what's right, and I go off what's facts, okay? I don't believe in any of this stuff, and it's all bullshit. Take it from someone who's been so depressed and so sad over the fact that all this stuff is happening, making lives hard, making our lives harder because of financial gain. Like, we need to start caring about us, not so much the structure that we already have around us. So yeah, been through a lot, and wasn't hard to get through all of it. Wasn't easy getting through all of it. And now someone's gonna say, "Oh yeah, you fucked up right there." No, it wasn't hard to get through all of it. It wasn't hard to be a decent human being. It wasn't hard to see through all my problems. But you just gotta. The hard part is fighting all of the pain and misery we get from the outside world. But we should inspire, motivate, and encourage others to be positive role models instead of worshipping these rappers that sip lean and all of this other shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to focus on the soul. You know, being a decent person. You know, we shouldn't need laws to stop people from doing things that should be that should be common sense. We shouldn't need laws to tell people they shouldn't murder. We shouldn't need any of that. We don't need any of that. They've trapped us in this system of thinking. And we just gotta wake up and get along and want to collectively think for ourselves. So I'm gonna sign off here, but you know, that's my story. It's a little bit of what I believe in, and I've tied it all in there. If you don't understand certain aspects of it, just stay in tune with my content. You'll understand in time, and hopefully you'll learn a thing or two. Or you know, I've met great people by networking. Great people from across the fucking world. We're all the same. We're all the same. We're all humans, and we should all get along. And you're going to have that one person that's negative and be like, oh, what about the criminals and blah, blah, blah. Well, people like us who want to get along are going to make sure those people aren't going to kill our people in the means of self-defense or this or that. Knock them out or whatever. You know? Those people are not fully gone. Those people can be saved. And if you want to say, oh, you know, save them with God because you're a Christian, then go ahead. I mean, I respect that, right? But I think that we can get these, if we have enough positive role models out there, we won't have people like that. Those people will be less prevalent. They'll be more they'll grow to be minority if we all are just to get along. But yeah. So I'm gonna head off here. Have a good one. Keep it real, and hope you're having a good day. Peace. And if you know anybody that's having a hard time or anything like that, be there for him, because I've been through a lot in my life, and when I was sad, people left. They didn't want anything to do with me, right? But when I was happy, they wanted all to do with me. People should be able to handle other people, at their lowest. Because that's when we see how vulnerable we really are. How human we really are. There's nothing wrong with being human. And I might end it off on that note. So, take it easy. Hope you have a good day, good night, good afternoon, and see you in the next one. Cuisine the Rapper out.